Hey guys, Joshua with Josh and Hunter's Adventures, and welcome back to the channel. Today's video, we're talking about some mistakes that I see people make when they purchase spinning reels. So we're going to go over a few features and things to look for when you go out to purchase your next spinning reel. It's going to help you out. We've got a big selection here of them, all the way from 1,000 to 3,000. We're going to talk about some different things that's going to help you out. But if you're new here, make sure you go down, hit that subscribe button, turn on that notification bell. That way you know we put out videos. Put out a lot of tips, tricks, how-tos, fishing videos I think you'd really enjoy. So let's get straight into it. We're going to talk about size of the reels first off. Like I said, we've got a 1,000 size reel here. We'll go through about what I would choose to fish for with each size. This is a 1,000 size spinning reel. This is great for like crappie, bluegill, trout, things like that, because you're going to use a smaller line. You're going to be able to get a lot more line capacity on there. It's going to help you in casting. So 1,000 size, that would be good for, like I said, panfish and things like that. We use it for crappie fishing, works really, really well. Moving on, we've got a 2,000 size Daiwa Reverse here. This is when I start getting into the bass size. So I actually use this reel in the winter time for throwing tight line. Right now I have braid on it. I'm throwing a little Ned rig on it. Works really, really well. It casts a long way. I can put a lot of smaller pound test line on there. I think this one holds like 160 yards of 4-pound test. But this is still could be used for trout fishing. It's super lightweight. You're still in that smaller size. It's not going to be heavy on you or anything like that. Still would work for trout or anything like that. You could also probably use it for crappie. You're just going to have a whole lot more line on there, which is not a bad thing. Now, moving on to the 2,500, we've also got a Daiwa Reverse here also. Now this one is, like I said, a little bit larger, but they're still super lightweight. These frames on them are super light now, and that's a really good thing, because you don't want a heavy reel unless you're getting into larger carp and catfish and things like that. But your 2,500 size, you're going to be able to put a lot more line on there. Like I said, this is going to be rated for like heavier line. When I say heavier, we're going up from that 4-pound. So say 8-pound test, you're going to be able to hold about 150, 160 yards of line. But this one is specifically just for bass is all I use it for. I've got a bunch of these and it works really, really well. As you all know on the channel that follow me, I'm a big Daiwa fan, so you see a lot of Daiwa reels on here. But like I said, 2,500, that's sort of like the middle of the road is what I would kind of think. You got 1,000 and say up to a 3,000. Your 2,500 is about your all around, can do about anything. But we'll move on now onto the 3,000 size. As you can see here, compared to say the 2,500, you can see it just a little bit larger size. Handle's just a little bit bigger there, which in turn, if you're fishing for a little bit larger stuff, say you're going for catfish or carp or something like that, you could probably go to this. Your line capacity is going to go up. You're talking about 8-pound test. It's going to hold around 220 yards of line. But still a really good reel. A lot of people still in bass fishing use a 3,000 size reel because you can get a lot more line on there and make super long casts on it. I still use this for bass fishing. I use it in the winter time, but I use it for just different techniques really. But it is a little bit heavier. You can tell there is a little bit of weight difference, but it's not noticeably. I don't have any of the other larger size reels that would say it would be for like big catfish and carp, but that's what I have from 1,000 to a 3,000. So let's talk about which one. We talked just a little bit about line capacity. We're going to go over that now. That's something you got to decide. What line size are you going to be running, so you can decide what kind of reel you need to purchase as far as size goes. So if you're only going to be running and fishing for panfish, you're not going to want to go over say a 2,000 size. So if you stay in that 1,000 and 2,000 size, it's going to make your fishing a whole lot easier. You're going to save a lot of line, not putting a lot of useless line on say a 3,000. You're going to waste a lot more line, basically what I'm saying. So that's something I would take into consideration. If I were bass fishing, I would look into that 2,000, 2,500, 3,000. That's where I would stay. If I was looking at catfish, I would look at anything from 3,000 on up, and panfish stay in that 1,000 size range. But always take into consideration also your drag. most reels, spinning reels nowadays have their drag set right there. You know, I know a long time ago they had them back here in the back, but that's something to take into consideration. Always make sure your spinning reel has a really good drag setup on it, and that's really big, especially, you know, when you get into that bass fishing, because you want to let that fish fight. Same with catfish, same with really, you know, crappie too. You don't want your drag where you don't have a really good drag system on it. Okay, so I just want to go over a few tips, you know, share with you guys that I see some people struggling with on forums and different things. You know, they don't really, maybe they're new and just don't really know what size to get. So I hope this helps you out. If you got any questions or comments, you can go down in the comment section and I'll be glad to answer them the best that I can. If you enjoyed this video, please leave me a thumbs up. And if you're new here, go down and hit that subscribe button, turn on that notification bell. That way you know when we put out videos. Till next time, this is Josh with Josh and Hunter's Adventures. Thanks for watching.